Welcome to Inside Outboards with your host, Cody Bass.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big hello to all the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. It helps me out with the channel and all that YouTubey stuff, and I do appreciate it. I've had several requests for taking an 18 horsepower, 20 horsepower, that size, changing it from just a manual to an electric start, how to hook up the solenoid, so the bracket, the parts numbers. So I'm going to give you all the parts numbers as we go through it. This engine's in such tough shape. It's salty and has been sitting for years. Everything's stuck on it. Throttle won't even budge. Coils are rusty, fuel pump rusty, carburetor all gunked up. It's just a mess. So we're going to go the full gamut on this one. We're going to pull the flywheel, we're going to change out the points, we're going to change out the coils, we're going to take off the carb, clean it, put any necessary parts in it. Then we'll remove the old bracket on the side where the starter goes. We'll install a starter, solenoid. We'll get all that throttle linkage loosened up, and we'll make this a good running little kicker. It's a 71 or 71 through 73. I haven't even looked because they only made this bonnet style for 3 years for this 18. I know they made the 18 horse for a long time. The ones that have this style bonnet, I'll get you there. That style bonnet there, they only kept it in production for 3 years, 71 through 73. The 1970 18 had the more jet-like aircraft looking, deco looking bonnet. So, as you can see, there's no electric start. I've got my spark checky hooked up, and I cannot really pull it over like I'd like to. But she's really salty, really rusty. I'll show you what it does when I try to get a spark check on it. You can watch right in there, but also watch the recoil. Hear that? So, not getting any spark with at least the lame amount I can pull it over with that very salty, very sticky recoil starter. So, one of the first things I'm going to do is pop off that recoil, and I'll show you how I start with those when they're like that. Then we'll certainly have to go through the carburetor, so might as well pop it off. And those coils, if you look at them, they're just roached really bad. You can see them there. The coils, you can see how bad the fuel pump is, how bad the coils are. That don't mean they don't work. They're just really dirty. So I'll probably just clean them up and paint them. I'll test them. Probably go ahead and pop that thermostat out and look at it. I see creepy crawlies hanging down. So she's really salty. The throttle is another thing that we'll have to deal with. As you can see here, I can't even move it. It's completely seized. That's completely seized. We'll have to, clamps are completely seized. You can see all the yuck on the carb donator. You see she's full of yuck, corrosion, yuck corrosion. So, throttle won't turn, Clamps won't turn, but we'll make all that turn. So that's our project. Here's the starter and all that we'll be putting on in the bracket. And I'll give you the parts numbers. For this bracket right here, it's 327730D. That's what it says. 327730D. So we're going to put some electric start to it. So there's my recoil. Now, as soon as I get it apart, I'm going to put my little screw bolts back so I don't lose them. Then we're going to have to get that flywheel off. And from under there, I can show you where the kill switch and all hooks, because that was one of the questions I got was, where did you hook that kill switch into? Well, we'll look and see. Now, my outboard tank, like any outboard tank, it's full of good, I put what's called salt away in it, which is nitric acid. But when I run engines in there, they get all oily. And so this, I like to take these recoils, when they're all stiff, pull it out, tie me a half hitch around it, and lower the whole thing right into my tank. Because this thing has got oily water and it also has salt away. So the next step I'm going to do, which I would encourage anybody who's trying to wake up an engine that's been sitting for a lot of years, is get a compression test. So I'm going to use my 1/2" Milwaukee. Set that compression tester on 0. Find the right socket for the tuppet. Find the right socket for the tuppet. It looks like it might be about it. I'd say that's it. We will then take the old 1/2" Milwaukee and get us a number. That should be enough. Sure feels like it's got some. Say 19. Now this is dry also. I've not squirted anything into these cylinders. So this is as it came to me. So that was the bottom cylinder, 119. Let's do the top. I gotta find me. Okay. I'll just write it right here. Bottom 119. Yeah. She's on 0. Let's do the top. There's your top cylinder. 122-ish. Yeah, about 122. So, she's got compression. Now, we need to get a flywheel off of this guy. So for that, we use Thor. This soon as I plug Thor in. This Thor ain't plugged in. But we'll get Thor plugged in. Battery charger. Here. Okay. So. Oops, I'll take something sharper than my fingernails to get on it. I had it there. So now we'll get us a little puller. Oh yeah. Bottom 119, top 122. Alright. Okay, so we put the nut back on a little bit, and then we'll get us a flywheel. Puto. I like old 10 bolts, the smell of 2 strokes, and Evinrude. And I like fish. I like the lake when it's flat, an old Evinrude on the back. Cooler that's packed with fish. Yeah, I like seafood. I like Evinrude. Those good old big twins. The good old speed twins. The cute little duck twins. But I really love the fast twin. And I like tartar sauce. Yeah, I like ketchup. And I like fried fish. And I like ketchup and tartar sauce and fried fish and hush puppies too. And I like the fast one. I sure do. And what this is just the center of a 3-armed puller. You can see that would be where the arms come out. But I've used this thing for a lot of years, and I like it because I can go ahead and start one of the bolts. And then just gauge up my size. So I like this puller. I've always liked it. But I do have the fancy schmanchily, I think they call it OMC, what do they call that puller? OMC multi, no that ain't right, OMC puller set something like that. But I have 2 or 3 of them, rarely use them. This is my favorite one. This one be my favorite. I do like it. That's the size of these here. course, we got to make sure it's kind of level there. It's looking pretty good right there. Looking pretty good. Is that sure that? I think it is. Yes. And we go back to Thor. Pop! Goes the weasel. Pop, pop, goes the weasel. Like I said, it's my favorite one. It do a good job. And I keep it in a little handy Crown Royal bag. That way I can hang it up above my workbench. And I keep the different bolts and washers and such that I use with it. I put it all in my little Crown Royal bag, and then I can just hang it on a nail. You'll understand. And there's going to be lots out there saying, man, all you had to do was put a pry bar under there and whack that bolt. I'm not big into that when they've been sitting for like years. I'd rather do that. I'd rather do it this way. So there's me prints. Me charge coil and all my condensers. So, yeah. First thing I'm going to do is just clean the points a little bit. Gently lay the flywheel like on there and spin it around and see if I get any fire that way. But I first got to get me some nice fine grit handy paper. This is what? This is 600. So, I got me some 600 oxide paper here. And we're just going to try and clean them up for right now if I can get the things in there. Let's see, this one I can, I think. Yeah, let me give me a little. That helps. So all I'm doing is running this piece of paper between the contact on the point, with allowing a little bit of pressure on there. Be good on that one. This one's going to be a little harder because this wire is kind of in my way. We'll try it anyway. See if we can get it in there anyway. Yeah, I don't think so. How much wire do we have? Not much. try to fold this paper one more time, make it a little more stiff. Maybe that'll allow me to move it back and forth. Not real good, but no, now it's too fat for me to get in there. Well, stupor. Stupas, man. There, got it in there. Now, I'm just going to lightly put the flywheel back on. Keyway and all looks good. We're not on there. Well, duh. Where'd the keyway go? There it is. There. Did I get it that time? Yep. And lightly put that back on. And then we will spin it over and see if anything changed in the game, or if things stayed the same. Okay, watch right in here, see if we get anything. I'm wondering if I'm grounding out over there or something. Well, there was some sparky. Make sure these wires ain't touching each other or nothing. It didn't look like great spark. Now we got no spark. Make sure we're getting a good ground there. I'm going to try my other spark tester because this one the gaps are real wide on. These ones aren't as far apart. They're a little bit closer. Let's see if we get anything on this guy. Hopefully, some of them over there. Okay. So look right in here, ish. So we got spark for a brief seconds there, and then we lost it, which I don't really necessarily understand why. But I really kind of do because everything in here is kind of garbage. I'm going to unhook the kill switch real quick. These Schrader clips. There. Try it one more time. Still nothing. Boom, 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 boom. I would say they're very least they were exceedingly weak. But now I got one of these spark checkers that I can dial it in to all the way closed to just barely open. I'm gonna open it just like 1/8 of an inch or so and see if we get anything off of either one. Let's hook it over here. Now if you look, you can see, if you look right in there, You can see there is spark there with this one. Very weak. That's only about an 1/8 inch. Same with that one. About an 1/8 inch. See if it sparks. You might be able to see it. Barely like it. When I get about less than a 1/16 of an inch, I'll start to see a little spark jumping. So those points are probably a gazillion years old. And will need replacing. So I'll have to look around and see if I got a set. Not 100% sure I do. Now that I've had it off, I don't mind doing the smack it thing. Because we've had it off. So I'm going to need to take off the coil and such. So I've got that there. And they're just really bad rusty. I'm going to look and see if I have a better set, I think. And so that'll be the next step. So I do have, that's the old one. Or excuse me. That's the old one. Here's the new one. So I do have a set of points. 2 sets of the points. And that's part number, you can see that, 580148. 580148. So I have a set of points and 2 brand new condensers. Yes, I did. The condenser was 580321. So, okay, so that's going to be a wrap on part 1 of this. 18, bring it back to life, wake it up. Right now, got the carb off, got the coils off. Taking out the old points, and I'm going to take a break right here and break this video right here because now I just got to do some soap clean, soap clean, and just give it a good washing. Let some of the parts that I painted dry, and we'll come back and make part 2 and see if we can't get this thing going. Thanks for watching.
Stay tuned for part 2 on Inside Outboards with Cody Bass.